All is one reflections. My name is Osun Kemibi. As you come in, just go ahead and let me know you're here by dropping a yellow heart. Simple as that. I'm just gonna fix my stuff here. As you come in, just go ahead and drop a yellow heart. Let me know that you're here. Let me know you're rocking with me. You can go ahead and share this with your Hoodoo groups, your Facebook groups, any of your groups, all of them, because we are here to learn and get educated. Hello, Queen. Remember, as you guys come in, just let yellow heart so I know you're here, so I know you're here. Just gonna wait for a few more people. Okay, yes, I see people. Hey, Tori. Hello, Priestess Ifapamile. Yes, go ahead, like, comment, and share. You guys are dropping yellow hearts, so I know that you guys are here. Keep dropping them, keep dropping them. I'm going to go ahead and get my screen together. If you guys can see my presentation, can you go ahead and drop a honeybee in the chat? Because I don't want to do all this information. Y'all can't see nothing. Just waiting for a few more people to come in. Okay, we are about to get started, y'all. So I see y'all with the honeybees. All right, perfect. So, all is one reflections. My name is Osun Kemibi, La Belle Esprit, aka the Soul Doctor, aka the Bone Lady. I'm a naturopathic practitioner, natural medicine doctoral candidate, biomedical health scientist, minister. I am an alignment priestess here at the Orisa Hoodoo Institute, and everything you need to do to align mind, body, and soul, just as the ancestors intended. Today, we are going to learn about bones, everything about them, and everything you know to get started, to start using them in our practice, okay? Within this class, I will provide a general understanding of bones, their structure, their function. I will provide the purpose of why we use them, especially within our hoodoo spaces, and how they are used within hoodoo spaces. And if you have any questions at any point in time, go ahead and drop them in the chat so I can see them and respond accordingly. And remember, as you come in, like, share, and do what you need to do, okay? So, first off, when we think about bones, we have to understand what they are in the physical, metaphysical, and spiritual sense. First, starting out with the physical sense, we know firsthand in our body, we have the skeletal system. The skeletal system encompasses bones, joints, and allows us to do what we need to do in our everyday life. Starting out with support, it gives the structural framework. Okay, we have a rib cage, we have our joints and ligaments all living together. Okay, we have our movements, which you see with our muscles and joints. We have protection, shielding the vital organs that we have. They also produce blood, and that's important for our overall circulatory system. That's important for our overall way of life, our ashe. And, you can't have blood without bone. Lastly, the skeletal system provides mineral storage. This allows for the storage and the releasing of essential minerals. So, who knows why I started out with speaking about the structural skeletal system in relation to bone specifically in this hoodoo class? The answer is on the screen as well. And this is a class, so that means y'all have to engage. It doesn't matter if it's live, we're still engaging. Okay, ancestors are our blood and bone. Yes, Priestess Ifa Pamile started out very clear and simple, very straightforward. It's where minerals are stored and protected, which is also essential for how you carry out your legacy. And of course, we're working with bones, so obviously we need to know the anatomy and physiology of what we're doing. Your body is your first altar. So, starting out with the ancestral connection that was already listed, our ancestors are our blood and bone. So, if you're like, yo, how do I start working with bones? The first thing you do is start working with yourself. The first thing you do is start understanding the blood and bones that are within yourselves. Yes, yeah, Priestess Oshun Funkeyani 5. I was going to get to that. Yes, our ancestral connection. You guys have a direct connection to a whole class of ancestors. You're Egungun, which means bone. Okay, so when we're speaking about our Gungun, we're speaking about our most elevated ancestors. We're speaking about our beloved ancestors who want nothing more than just to love on us and push the bloodline forward. How do you push a bloodline forward? Pushing the health and wellness of yourself forward, for one. How can we do that specifically with bones? Well, melanated individuals, it's important to understand that you must sustain your body as such. Okay, all is one. So that means you are attending to essential vitamins and minerals that support the health and wellness of your bones, such as calcium, the primary mineral, okay, magnesium, zinc, phosphorus, potassium. All of these things, including vitamin C, vitamin B, all of that are needed to help sustain yourself. Easiest way you can do this? Start making a tea with golden seal and peppermint. You're having that with your ancestors. Start juicing pineapple, lemons, right? You're having that with your ancestors. You're making greens, collard greens, mustard greens, and eating them with your ancestors. Cherries as well. All of those little things, just little things. Because you remember, I just gave you a whole list of things you can do with your ancestors. Because again, this is ancestral connection. And all of the herbs and fruits that I gave you are high in the vitamins and minerals that I just gave you that are essential, again, for our skeletal health, our bone health. We can't expect to work with bones if we can't treat our own bones well. That's what I need you guys to understand. As the soul doctor, it would be not in my duty if I did not get that point across. Put some bones in the chat if you understand what I mean. And put some bones in the chat if you understand what I'm talking about and understanding the connections already and understanding how the little rituals of golden seal and peppermint and chanting them, those little times, those meditations that you're having with your ancestors. Exactly. Cool. Okay. I am about to use the Bible to talk about bones. If you are a student of mine, you know that I use the Bible in all of my classes and all of my rituals. We will have a church hurt removal ritual in the very near future. In the meantime, any negative notions that you have, release them, and I will help you understand and apply and how to integrate the Bible in a safe and productive way. You are not going to throw the baby out with the bathwater. This is hoodoo, okay? And some of the same prayers that grandmama them said has carried you thus far, has kept you covered thus far. And we're going to honor that. Take a screenshot of this, and you are going to meditate with this, with your ancestors. Within the Bible, we learn about spiritual wellness in Proverbs. We learn about divine restoration in Ezekiel. We learn about the general connection to family in Genesis and the power of life after death within 2 Kings. Starting out, do not be wise in your own eyes, fear the Lord and shun evil. This will bring health to your body and nourishment to your bones. So, first off, let me just go ahead and get this out the way. When we are mentioning, or when you see aspects of fear the Lord within the Bible, it's the same type of fear or energy that your God fear mama or auntie has. Okay. It's that dedicated reverence and it's that dedicated service. It's mentioned and described exactly in Deuteronomy 10 and 12, and I'll read it quickly. And now, Israel, what does the Lord your God say of you but to fear the Lord your God, to walk in obedience to him, to love him, to serve the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, and mind. So whenever you see fear the Lord and you're using it in this sense, understand that it's coming from a place of dedicated reverence. Understand that it's coming from a place of consistent obedience, of consistent love and service to the Lord, okay? Not a direct, oh my God, I'm scared of God. No, because the Bible also says, have no fear, okay? So let's just be for real when we are studying and using the Bible. Again, I will be teaching you guys how to decode scripture, as well as deconstruct any notions you have within the Bible in my church hurt removal ritual. But until then, still rocking with you. Okay, cool. And like we said earlier, when you are understanding what it means to be wise in the Lord. That means that you are tending to what your ancestors had said. That means you're getting your divinations and you're doing what the divination said. You know that if you're fasting, you're fasting. You know that if you should be moving a certain way or not hanging out with certain people, you are moving just like that. Why? Because it brings nourishment and health to your body and bones. The same nourishment and health that I told you, the essential vitamins and minerals that our body needs to sustain itself from a skeletal point of view. Okay, so not only physically, we must sustain ourselves with all the vitamins and the calcium and the nutrients and the minerals, but we're also from a spiritual point of view understanding what spiritual health and wealth looks like. That is our fasting, that is our meditation. Okay, put some bones in the chats if you feel me, if you're rocking with me, and go ahead and put that crab if you see that crab eye looking at you. You see it. I cleaned that very well. Okay. Now, divine restoration. We see that in Ezekiel. This I would definitely meditate with a gungun with this. Meditate with a gungun with this, okay? Because in this, we recognize the power of life and breath that we talk about that lies in the tongue, which says in Proverbs, death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. And Ezekiel experienced that, okay? He was in a valley, okay? And it was just dry bones. And God said, go ahead, preach to him, prophesy, keep doing it. He did it, and life was brought to them. So that says, from a spiritual point of view, the empowerment that your tongue and your breath have when you know not only what you're doing, but when you are attended to and attuned to the divine, you can bring a life over a dead situation. We see that in the various uses of bones within divination. We see that in the amulets we carry, in the talismans we make, and the powders made of bone. Because if you know, you know. Genesis teaches us the connection to family. Very simple, very straight to the point. The man said, this is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, for she was taken out of man. That shows the physical bond that we have. Easily, you can relate this to the ancestors. Easily. I told y'all at the beginning of class in relation to the skeletal system. So those same nutrients that are passed down to you, that are passed down from system to system, organ to organ, to your children, those same nutrients, those same minerals, those same memories. If you were in Priestess Omisika's veneration, Haitian voodoo veneration ritual the other day, you understood the basis of understanding of what it means to have generation of memory passed down to you, to your children. We are born of our ancestors again and again, Ifa tells us this. So understand the various types of connections that are present, okay? And lastly, we see that the direct anointings and life force that the bones carry. Once, while some Israelites were burying a man, suddenly they saw a band of raiders, so they threw the man's body into Elisha's tomb. When the body touched Elisha's bones, the man came to life and stood up on his feet. What does it mean to be a chosen person? What does it mean to be a royal priesthood? What does it mean to understand, again, the memory, the minerals, the ashe, that even though his body was not present in the physical sense in relation to like his organs and things like that, his bones did what they needed to do, literally bringing life. You're like, whoa, just bones? Yes, bones. Okay. When we interact with bones, if it wasn't clear already, we interact with our ancestors. Going back to what Ia said earlier, Egun means bones, ancestors. Egungun, blood of my blood, bone of my bone. Okay? We understand that the physical and spiritual connections that were listed, like we've already discussed already, and the continuation of spiritual legacy and what that looks like. We know that our ancestors are our main source of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. If you need help understanding what this means, I have a ritual. I have two rituals that are perfect for this. One is in the comments right now. It is a two-part ritual, a ritual prep, and then the ritual itself. I give you everything that you need to align with your ancestors the way that you need to get everything that you need to get accomplished. And it's free, baby. The other ritual that I have is my sugar baby ritual. Why? Because your ancestors' favorites. You are the one in class right now doing the work, taking these notes. You are the one that are feeding your ancestors. You are the ones that are learning how to venerate them. You got special favor that your cousins don't have, girl. So tap in, unlock the key to the ancestral treasury, and you will with my ritual and guided meditation, and also giving the hoodoo perspective of what sugarcane and honey relate to us and the different ways you can use it as melanated persons. And you can always book a divination with me, the Bone Lady. My link is in the bio, or you can do it at learnorishahoodoo.com/Osun Kemibi, as well as soulfulhealinggarden.com. Okay. Obviously, there's a biblical reference. The Bible is a spell book, and sometimes it gives you what you need. And it gave everything what we needed for right now. Go ahead and screenshot these verses. Okay. So this is the story of Joseph's bones. So Joseph's, with the coat, the colorful coat. If you guys want me to do a Bible study on any of the passages that I listed, I can. If you just want another perspective on any Bible story or just a certain Bible topic, go ahead and let me know in the comments, or you can send me a DM. That's fine, because it really is going to be my intention to make more of my classes Bible centered in the hoodoo sense, so you guys can have a general understanding about how to use the Bible and how to use it well. Okay. If you guys are still here, you're buzzing with me, go ahead and drop some B's in the chat so I know that you're still here rocking with me. Okay. Okay. So, like I said, this is just quick story. If you want me to go full out later on, I will. So basically, Joseph and his family, they were in Egypt, and in total they were there for about 430 years. Joseph died at the age of 110 because, back in the day you could live long like that, all right? But Joseph, he and his family, they were foreigners in a foreign land. Remember, Egypt did not belong to them. Okay. But their family was still growing, population was increasing. Fast forward a little bit, Pharaoh is getting rid of all the male babies in the Nile. Fast forward a little bit, we got Moses. Then we have the plagues, has Red Sea, the locusts, all that. Pharaoh, gives it up. Ayo, just whatever, I don't want it. Moses, let my people go. Boom. People are released. But before that happens, you see what was said. Way before Moses was born, way before Pharaoh started, chopping and screwing everything. Here is what Joseph said. Then Joseph said to his brothers, I'm about to die, but God will surely come to your aid and take you out of this land into the land. And he promised an oath to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And Joseph made the Israelites swear an oath and said, God will surely come to you, and then you must carry up my bones from this place. Okay? Okay? So keep that in mind. So all the way up until Pharaoh and Moses, they beefing. Moses, let my people go. Finally, all right, have them. Have them. I don't want no more smoke. Okay. So they're released. Why? Because God is here. The presence of the Lord is here. The presence of the Lord is here. And Moses remembered the promise of his ancestor. So he got them bones. All right. Moses took the bones of Joseph with him. Okay. And because Joseph had made the Israelites swear an oath, he said, God will surely come to your aid. You must carry up my bones from this place. So he got his ancestors' bones. But here's the kicker, right? They leave. They don't immediately get to the promised land. It literally took some time, 40 years, before they reached to where they needed to be. Moses not here no more. Joshua's the leader. But Joseph's bones are still being carried, stored, until they reach that place because of the promise. Then they finally get to the place, right? And it's the same land that God swore to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Do y'all understand what that means? Like, for real, for real? Carrying bones, storing bones of your ancestor through all the trials and tribulations. Carrying them, traveling them, taking care of them. And then, when they finally got to where they needed to be, they rested them. Just take a moment to understand how important it is to understand the power of the bones that you have in your body, right? Obviously, the external stuff is cool. Obviously, understanding how they work in different ways is cool. But, baby, you got to understand your people, before you understand these bones. Because even the other bones, they came from somebody. They had ancestors, right? Listen, and they did not have no car, okay? They did not have any moving service. And I'm just like, I struggle just, moving my little part, but you feel me? So just like everything else, because you have to consider they literally took everything with them. So not just everything with them, but their sacred items as well. Not just their sacred items, but their ancestors' bones as well. While caring for the children. While still trying to get right with the Lord now, because, they thought the Lord had forsaken them, so they was trying to get in alignment. So all these things. But the priority with still them bones. And to that I say, ancestor reverence within the Bible is not taught and cultivated enough as it should be. It is understood that when certain parts of the Bible, because for example, we want to, obviously, we know some of the trials and tribulations that um, our Old Testament folk had went through. But the little intricate parts, like what I just mentioned, it's those things you have to search for and those things you want to try to, I don't want to say, I'm trying to get my words right, but I don't want nobody coming for me. The Bible is full of ancestral magic, ancestral reverence, more than just the potions that are mentioned in Proverbs or Song of Solomon, more than just the spells of the oils of the recipes that are mentioned. It's literally what I just said, and more often than not. There are several aspects of ancestral mentions that are not really shared and that can usually be due to the intention of the pastor or the minister, that could just be due to it not aligning. And it makes me even more fueled up about wanting to teach the Bible from a hoodoo perspective, because obviously when we have that hoodoo perspective, we have that general understanding that magic will be done here, that transfusion of energy will be done here, but without the, I guess, shame or ideology or theology that we'll be going to hell, because in hoodoo, obviously, we do not believe in that. And we also have to mention with the Bible itself, some aspects we don't want to talk about. Why? Because they aren't even in the Bible. Example, Book of Enoch. We can just start there. There are so many things that are relevant and so many things that the Bible has to say. And if you're in my class, obviously it's going to be different from your traditional Sunday school. Yes, I will always teach with the greatest commandment, which is love, but we're also going to teach, like I said, the ancestral parts that matter to us, and the parts that help and not hurt. Because I know a lot of us have some hurt with the Bible, and some of us have a lot of hurt with the church. And that is one of the things that I want to dispel within our community, because the Bible isn't something that we should be afraid of. It's something that we should be able to use to our advantage. And we will. I was a preacher's kid, so yeah, Sunday school was definitely mandatory, and all the other days of the week was also mandatory. But even um, from my recollection, growing up in the church, we would have series. So they would be like collection. So for example, Jesus's last words or whatever, a whole series, dedicated that. I'm just giving an example. But like when we would speak on the Bible, it would be like a whole, section to get the understanding of what was being taught from a whole point of view. I do notice that other churches do some don't keep up with the theme. That's just based off the church, and then some, like you said, priestess Ifa Shebi, that it is what it is, up to the discretion of the preacher or the minister. Now, I'm not saying that to discount any preacher or minister saying, how they preach is wrong. I'm not doing that. I'm just saying some things and some perspectives are different, especially when you come to hoodoo spaces, especially when your teacher is a minister and preacher's kid who's going to use the Bible in her classes. And that's okay. Well, it's going to be that's okay, because you're with Dr. Okay. I just caught it myself. Put some honeybees in the chat for me, because I'm really popping my shit, y'all. But yeah, that's just a little tidbit. Understand the Bibles from a point of view that helps and not hurts, especially when you see things like this. And something else to note, the same aspect that Joseph put, hey, yo, y'all carry my bones up and from this place. And it took some years for it to get to that place. If you were in Priestess Ola Ifa Shebi's class today, you would know that's something you can put in your grimoire. Keep this fit, keep this well, and carry it. Keep it intact. Okay, when you pass down anything to our ancestors. Hold on, there's something in the comments I want to address real quick. And that's why I said, within my stuff, we start with the aspect of the greatest commandment of love, because that gets lost real quick and real fast. It gets lost real quick and real fast. I'm gonna shake my bones. Touch your neighbor and say, the greatest commandment of love can get lost real quick and real fast. Why is that? I'll tell you. You can say it in the chat, but I'm gonna tell you. When we speak of, I gotta watch my words. When we speak of the Christian theology, we have the Savior complex that we believe Jesus had. So, as Christians, we feel like we must also have that same Savior complex. She's gay, I gotta save her. She doing this, that, and third, I gotta save her. She not living like the Lord said, I gotta save her. No, you don't. You don't. You fucking don't. Your only obligation is to love. That's the greatest commandment. With love, how you live your life of love will dictate the same aspect that Jesus had. Jesus taught love every step of the way. It was all love. It was always love. Never was it anything that we have killed, stealed, and destroyed for? None of it. From an imperialistic point of view, a colonial point of view, and it's something that we need to make sure as hoodoos that we make sure that we follow the greatest commandment of love. Well, some will say, what about the 10 Commandments? If you love, why are you stealing? If you love, you feel me? So why are you committing adultery? So it's if you love, period. That's the final and end all be all. At the end of the day, it's love. Now, I'm not saying that that the entire theology around Christianity is exact and is true, because there are some disagreements there. But at the same time, if we are only going to, and the reason why I say that is because when we are analyzing the Christian theology, we are not analyzing it from the perspective of Jesus himself. We're analyzing it from the collection of thoughts of others of what we prescribed his notion to be. That's evident in every church. You feel it. But the unconditional love piece is the difference. That's why when some people identify with Christianity, it's something that you have to understand about, okay, which aspect of Christianity. And the reason why I say that is because, again, love is so lost. Believing to love how Jesus did is the true Christian way. Everything else, not caring about that at all. And even with that, that just really sums up what I said. So, yeah, love at the end of the day. If you're still here rocking with me, go ahead and put some V's in the chat still. Okay, y'all. Now we're going to talk about some of the uses of bones. These are some of what our ancestors did. These are some of what we're doing now, and some of it I'm teaching you. Flutes and whistles usually were derived from bird bone, okay? And when you see the spoons and the knives that were preserved, usually that was from the rib of an animal. Grigri bags usually have some sorts of animal creel in it. Chicken bones, for their protection. Crab legs for alignment. Oxtail strength. Cat bones for good luck, gambling. Okay, fish bones, abundance, fertility. If you guys want to know how to make a grigri bag, I have a class and a ritual on that. You can find it again on my classes. The link is in the description. And yeah, that's that on that. And then talismans. So talismans with bones, they are made, and they can usually be added with different items such as glass beads, leather, different bones, and charms. What you see here is an oxtail talisman. If you like it, if you think it's pretty, if you want to rock a one, you can buy one from my pharmacy. I handcraft and curate all of my bone amulets, okay? And after that, I attune it to your ashe. So not only are you getting a direct prayer bead to align you, but you are also getting a ritual that is included with it. It is on sale for right now. It's not going to be on sale for long now, but it's on sale for right now. After October, the price is going up. My God sisters and you know why. Okay. Another aspect for bones is divination. Divinations within bones, they aren't just with the animal bones or curios such as like a wasp nest or snake skin, but also various charms that are included. Okay, healing rituals within the bones, actually using the bones themselves, actually placing it to heal, to cleanse. My Reiki masters know what I'm talking about. Okay, and for conjure recipes such as bone powder, oils, baths as well. Okay. So within this series, you guys are going to learn how to apply the skeletal system within your hoodoo practices. What does that mean? Well, we know that the skeletal system, like we said, supports your framework. So, what is the main support of your prayer life? It's prayer. So, we are going to make a prayer scroll. All right. The next aspect is movement. So, working with the muscles and joints. How do we move? How do we transmute energy? Through manifestation. So, I will teach you how to make a manifestation wand. You are going to be learning protection, not only how it shields your vital organs, but anything that you want, whether it be your home, car, whatever, with your protection amulet. We know that blood cell production allows presence for other attributes within our body to be named. That's why we're providing alignment techniques with you guys all throughout the series, and in general, how there is mineral storage for the storage and the releases of bones. It's through knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Again, that can be done with the ritual that is in the description below. Okay. Do you guys have any questions? All is one. All is one. If you have questions, ask them now. If you want me to do a free reading, go ahead and put in the chat. Y'all, I'm trying to figure out. Can everybody see my name on the screen? Give me a second, y'all. Okay, there we go, y'all. Okay, so let's see. I'm checking the chat. Can you use bone from any animal? Yes, I'm so Yes, I'm so glad you asked. As you see here, these are neck bones. This is a special prayer amulet that I made for my lovely spirit that sits on the back of my neck. This is one of the amulets that I was wearing and I showed you guys. I'm clarifying, these are not alekes. These are prayer talismans. These are not alekes. Okay. I had to say that to be clear. See, you got the skulls on it. Egungun Ibasheo. Okay. And then general crab eyes. This would be great for a mojo bath. This would be great for protection work. This would be great for left-handed work. My sisters know why I said that, and I'm going to put it in the chat later because something just came to me. But this can be used for left-hand work. Look how clean this is, y'all. And I'm going to teach y'all how to clean them to be clean, okay? And I'm going to teach you guys how to preserve so they remain intact. I've had this one for, Jesus, over a year now. Ooh. I'm clumsy, y'all. And there's different ways you can store them. And if you buy a custom amulet for me, everything, like you see, is right here. Put that back later. But yeah, you can use any type of bones. And you can use different parts of the animal as well. So their skin, like I mentioned earlier, their teeth. I'm gonna get some gator teeth soon. Okay. Let's see. It's a ritual Lagoon gave, yeah. And I'm gonna share it with. They said I could share it with the people, so I'm gonna share it with the people. I'm gonna share it with the people. They said I can, so I will. Yes, it will be. I'm just going through questions right now. So if you have a question, just go ahead and ask. It can be general, I'll still answer it. Going through. Thank you so much. You guys love the Bible. Yes, I'm so glad you did. And it was very important to me that you guys understood that the Bible has so much to say. And it is a history, but that's what my partner just said. Okay. You guys want me to do a reading? Okay, I'll do a reading. Let's see. My first question. Hold on. Wait 1 second, y'all. If you want me to ask questions to the public, let's see. I'll do it for 15 minutes. If y'all don't have any questions, that's fine, because I know it's Saturday and y'all want to enjoy y'all time. This is my first class that I finished in an hour too. So. Okay. The question that I'm getting ready to ask, I don't see any. I'll check again in the comments, but I'll see. Thank you, Ia. I appreciate this. Okay, what do the ancestors want us to know about using this technology in our practices? Again, if you have a question, put it in the chat. If not, that's cool. And I'll let y'all enjoy your Saturday. Okay. I'm trying to read to see how like it sees to y'all. So like this is the bottom for me, but it's the top for y'all, but whatever. Okay. At first glance, the ancestors want us to understand that this is going to be, we are going to see a lot of mirroring of our reflections within this practice. As you saw within the lecture, I provided a general framework of what to expect when working with bones. Specifically, when you work with bones, when your ancestors, you can see that there is a sense of strength that our ancestors want to provide and a sense of fortitude. They also want us to understand that working with bones will allow us to align with our wishes and our wishes and desires. Our future is still open up to us, and the future is ours. We have to understand that we must be grounded in order to receive the messages that are going to be given to us. We know that this will be the key to unlock any hardships that we are going through. We know that this will be the key to unlock the perfect opportunity that we need to not only pop our shit wholeheartedly, but also to again align us to our greatest good. We know that this same grounding will allow for a sense of alignment. We know that this same grounding will allow for a sense of peace. And we know that this same grounding will allow for the transformation that they have already spoke on. We must be careful to understand this technology because this is a spirit, and we must be clear to understand the value in what this all has to bring. In conclusion, by working with bones, our ancestors want us to know that this will be a direct reflection to what they used to do back in the day, that this will provide us access to get done what we need to get done, in the means of opportunity, in the means of access, and the means of fulfilling our dreams. We also know that this will allow for grounding within our practices. Okay, I'm checking the chat to see if there are any more questions. Okay, yeah. All right, let's do it. Okay, so what I see off rip is that there's going to be relationships that we need to make with other people. I mean, the question is, will there be another pandemic anytime soon? The first thing that I see is there is going to be changes that need to be made within the community. This change is due to our decisiveness in relation to our values and what we hold dear. We need to understand that we are going to need to protect ourselves and also take the opportunity to do that at this time because there is not enough protection physically, mentally, or spiritually that is being present at this time. The ancestors are concerned with our alignment and how we progress forward. And we know that maintaining alignment is understanding how to push through hard times, which is why I'm not getting it's not going to be in the near future, but it will be soon. And this will be due to a default of values that we see within ourselves. This is generally speaking in relation to our food, how we carry out that, in relation to storage, in relation to making our own medicine, in relation to values like that. I'm not speaking values of money because that's going to be lost. That's going to be lost. There's nothing to hold on to with that, and that's amplified with it. They're letting us know this is a time of preparation. It's not near, but it's soon. But if we maintain alignment in the way that we need to, within our values, within the protection of our community, and realignment of what that means, and not being indecisive with that. Three is common for indecisive measures, but also three is known for being creative. So that's what I'm saying, being creative with the way that we maneuver what is valuing to us. In short, there will not be a pandemic anytime soon, but there will be one on the rise. Within that, we need to make sure that we maintain our values and things that are important to us, which is included but not limited to our food, our medicine, our general communication way of life. We need to make sure that the communications and the relationships that we are making are substantial to the bloodline. This time needs to be meant to protect ourselves, and this is the perfect opportunity to not bullshit around to do so. By tending to these items, the alignment, the creative way of learning how you're going to move, will allow for the general alignment of steadfastness, of what needs to be done, and how to progress forward. And this was amplified at the top with the clear quartz. So that's stating that there is a serious need for the way that we are cultivating some of our habits. If you have any questions that are relative to the collective community, feel free to ask at this time. We have a few more minutes left. I'm so glad you asked. Within my bone series, I'll be teaching you how to make your own talismans for yourself. Within this, I'll be giving a ritual that is curated by a gungun to allow you to meet these energies and to meet them well. When people are making their own talismans, it's best that they are in a space of a trusted teacher within the community that is aligned not only with the general values of the ancestors, but in general, what needs to be done. There are certain talismans, like alekes, that cannot be made by an individual who is not a priest. Alekes, for example, are curated with Orisa energy. You cannot buy them off Etsy. You cannot buy them off Amazon. You cannot buy them from nobody because they are given via ceremony. Talismans, however, can, like I said, with mine that you know that I'm selling on my pharmacy, I'm making it, attuning it, doing everything that needs to be done, ritual prep, production, and giving you the care and guidance that you need. This is the expectation that you should have when you are taking a class from anybody. It doesn't matter if it's a Florida water or a oil. It is clear to understand what can and cannot be done. If you are in a situation or in a community where things are said that you can get certain things for a loa or the orisha that are not actually done by an initiated person within, not just a person, an elder within that community, that's a red flag to just go ahead and end it now. All right. As a collective, how can we make the most of the seasonal change? All right, we are going from oh baby, summer to fall. Okay, babies back in school, planets retrograding, trying to figure out where they're trying to be at. So, as a collective, ancestors, how can we make the most of seasonal change? Starting off top, we need to make sure that we know what we want in relation to our desires. We're making sure that whatever goals that we have for this upcoming season, it is not fool's gold. It is actually in alignment for what we came to do here on this earth. The quickest way to do that is with alignment with your Ori. Your Ori is your divine self that gets you together. If you need help with aligning with your Ori, we have an Ori priestess here at the Orisha Hoodoo Institute. Her name is Priestess Omosole. She is an elder and senior priestess here. And Ori priestess. She gets you right. She gets you tight. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can take any of her classes and you can book her. But Ori, we're starting out. That needs to be the main concern. We need to understand that whatever we are giving access to, it is sustaining us. It is not allowing us to default or move out of our element. It is allowing us to make sure that we are, again, sustaining ourselves and sustaining ourselves well. This is the opportunity to do so. Oh, make sure you have to see. This is the opportunity to do so and the opportunity to make sure that you are not only aligned with Ori, which is mentioned at the top, but also aligned with your ancestors. Your ancestors and your Ori are the power sources that are important as we make this seasonal change. They are the ones that are going to be sustaining, they are the ones that are going to be maintaining and progressing. We know that we gotta put on lock in things that don't serve us. This is easy through clear cutting, cord cutting. At the end of the season is always beautiful. And clearly this is what's being recommended because we need to protect ourselves. In the last reading, they said the pandemic ain't gonna be too soon, but it's on the way. So protect yourselves accordingly. And what does that mean? What does that look like? I already said, okay, that looks like making sure you know how to make your own medicine. That's making sure you know, okay, how to sustain your own food. Just to start, you know how to talk to people because clearly we're going to be relying on each other, on community. You're making sure that we are emotionally regulated so we can have those conversations that we need to make as a community. We know as a community right now we need to vote, and that's a struggle conversation within itself now. So again, all of the things, but above all, be for real. And making sure that we are solidifying again our connection to Ori and to our ancestors. To do that, anything that again we are giving our time, relationship, energy to, it is sustaining us. It is maintaining us. It is allowing that ashe to flow and to flow well. In conclusion, as a collective, we can make the most out of our seasonal change by tapping into our resources. Okay, we are using we are meditating with our ancestors, not just prayer. Okay, we are meditating, and we are also making sure that we are protecting ourselves and protecting ourselves well. We know that this will give us the passion and the fire to, exude what we need to. Okay? Within this class, I taught you general understanding of bones. I taught you the purpose of bones, and I taught you the general uses of bones, and what to expect in this Workin Them Bones series. If you likes this class in any way, shape, or form, go ahead and scan the QR codes and talk about it. Again, this was a free class, and let's practice healthy energy exchange. Send a love donation via PayPal or via Cash App. You can also spread the word via Facebook, Discord, and you're hashtagging me, the Soul Doctor, the Bone Lady. You are also tagging me in General Osun Kemibi on everywhere. You can stay connected with me and any of my upcoming classes, especially our labs where we can, make all the things, are going to be found at my site, OsunKemibiLearnOrishaHoodoo.com. If you'd like any custom handmade amulet, oil, or anything of that nature, including your soulful healing checkup, you can find that at OsunKemibi.com or my pharmacy, soulfulhealing.com. I want to thank you guys for walking with me, learning with me, and participating. And I'm really looking forward to our next class. I'm looking forward to all the things. Remember, everything is okay with Dr. OK. Until next time, peace, like the river.